I think hard power and industrial power is really important to the country in general. And we really gave up the farm and deindustrialized the country in the 80s and 90s. And it's really important to bring it back geopolitically and for the next 100 years of the future of the country. So really, if you look at the shape of the last 30 years geopolitically, it's pretty obvious that what happens in the rise and fall of great nations is that step one is great success, step two is hard industrial power, step three is you give the keys to the spreadsheet jockeys in finance land, and you usually outsource all of the hard industrial power to lower cost countries. And then step four is, because you did that, you lost what made the country powerful and strong in the first place. And eventually that comes home to roost. So if you look at the landscape from Australia, Australians get taught world history, Americans get taught American history. So it's pretty obvious that the US is kind of the last great democratic experiment. In the next 50 years, it will be decided whether the CCP rules the world or it continues to be like a Western-led American order. So the choice is really, do you try and tilt history to bring back industrial power to the US fast, or do you let it happen and the CCP controls all of the keys to hard industrial power? So that was the obvious choice. Then you get into the nitty-gritty of actually how to do it, which is far more complicated. But that was genuinely the thought, is what's going to happen in the next 30 to 50 years, what's important, and how can I help make a small dent in the arc of the country? It's just someone has to do it and no one was doing it. So I came over here with a macroeconomic political thesis about what I would discover if my theory was true, and discovered a decimated industrial base that was far worse than I had previously thought. And then you kind of tie two and two together and realize that we're in real trouble, but no one knows about it yet because it's a very hidden problem. And now you're seeing a lot of things come out of the media on just how bad manufacturing is in the US and how important it is.